What up, humans? Kurumi here, and welcome to the Mobile Legends Re-Boot Camp. Re-boot camps are usually made when there is request from the higher-ups for a boot camp of a hero that has been already made. In this video, we are going to talk about the fighter hero, Lapu Lapu. Lapu Lapu has a good set of area of effect, burst, dash, and crowd control skills. Our courageous blade, Lapu Lapu, is a fighter hero. I consider Lapu Lapu as a team fight hero since all of his skills are area of effect. Not only that, his ultimate skill lets him gain another set of skills for more damage dealing. Now, let me share some tips and tricks on how to use Lapu Lapu based on my experience. We will also teach you some combos and techniques on the latter part of this boot camp. But before that, let me explain his skills one by one for further understanding. Lapu Lapu's passive, Homeland Defender, lets him boost either his next basic attack or Justice Blades. Each time he deals damage, he gains Bravery Blessing charges which can be seen under his health bar. When a charges gets full, his next basic attack or Justice Blades will be enhanced and he is also granted a shield for a few seconds. The shield granted from your enhanced attack can help you become more durable, which can help you sustain further in team fights. The enhanced basic attack will let him dash towards the target which deals additional damage. The dash from the enhanced basic attack can help you chase after the escaping target. This enhanced basic attack can't be a critical hit, but the good thing is it works against turrets. On the other hand, the enhanced Justice Blades will slow the target for a short while. The enhanced Justice Blades can slow down enemies which you can use for your own benefit. Lapu Lapu's first skill, Justice Blades, lets him throw his blades like a boomerang. He throws his boomerang's blades towards the specified area. Each blade deals physical damage to enemies hit along the path of the blade. Enemies hit by the return travel of the blades will also deal physical damage. Just take note that the other blade will deal less damage if both of the blades hit the target. To achieve best damage, make sure to make the circle part of the skill hit most of the target. This is because the two blades travel separately in different directions but they will meet at the circle indicator. So the enemies on that part will receive all the possible damage from this skill. Also take note that there is a blind spot in the middle of the area of effect. So if the enemy is located at the middle, there's a chance that the target will be marked safe from your damage. And lastly, it's best to have all the blades hit a target back and forth because each damage dealt by the blades will give you Bravery Blessing charges which can help it gain full charges easily. Lapu Lapu's second skill, Jungle Warrior, lets him dash towards a specified direction. He slashes his blades and charges towards a specified direction. Enemies hit along the path will receive physical damage. This can also be used on either chasing enemies or dodging enemy skills to assure your safety. Lapu Lapu's ultimate skill, Bravest Fighter, lets him leap towards a specified area. He leaps up in the air and combines his twin blades into one and lands on the ground. Enemies hit in the area of effect will receive physical damage and slowing them for a short while. The leap's damage will let him gain 500% of Bravery Blessings charges. With this, it's best to hit multiple enemies so that your Bravery Blessings will be full of charges instantly. The slowing effect of the leap is helpful because you can land your next skills with ease. After that, he now enters the heavy sword stance for a short period. He also has a different set of skills while on this stance. His basic attack damage is increased and also his physical and magic defense. Lapu Lapu's first skill while on heavy sword stance, Land Shaker, lets him swing his heavy sword with full force. He gathers strength with his heavy sword for a few moments. While the gathering is ongoing, the enemies on the sword marker will have their movement speed reduced. Then, he swings his heavy sword to the ground towards the designated direction. Enemies hit will receive physical damage and will be stunned for a short while. The casting of this skill takes time which the enemies can avoid easily. So it's best to use it when the enemies have used their blink skills or when they are disabled. The good thing is, the enemies are slowed on the area of effect while casting, so it will give you a better chance to hit them as long as you put it on the right direction. You can also use Flicker while this skill is casting to reposition yourself just in case the enemy blinked out. Lapu Lapu's second skill while on heavy sword stance, Storm Sword, lets him whirl his heavy sword. He swings his heavy sword around him and deals physical damage to enemies hit. For each enemy hero hit, he gains a percentage of damage reduction for a few seconds. This is best used after jumping towards lots of enemies to ensure you hit most enemies with the swing, and you become more durable all throughout the team fight with its physical damage reduction effect. Lapu Lapu's ultimate skill while on heavy sword stance, Raging Slash, lets him slash his heavy sword 3 times. He releases 3 continuous slashes towards the specified direction. Each of the first 2 slashes deals the same amount of physical damage, while the third slash deals greater physical damage. During the slashes, he is immune to crowd control effects. Check out our experiment about this in the Laboratory episode about Lapu Lapu on our YouTube channel. Right after each slash, he is able to change the slash direction and slightly move using the directional pad. In case the enemy blinked out during the 3 slashes, you can use Flicker in between to relocate your position to reach the target. Repositioning yourself with Flicker is perfect to surprise enemies not expecting your burst swings. You can also use Flicker in between just in case you fell asleep and used your ultimate skill on ghosts. So better make sure to aim this skill wisely so you wouldn't waste its first capability. Lastly, even if he leaps all throughout the 3 slashes, he won't be able to pass through obstacles. There are so many items that you can buy for Lapu Lapu. You can focus on items that grants physical attack, spell vamp, health and defense, and items that boost your regenerating abilities. You can use the Kurumi Way build if the enemies are mixed of physical and magic damage dealer heroes. We chose the following items to bring out Lapu Lapu's burst potential while being durable. Magic Shoes to have additional cooldown reduction so we can use our skills again as soon as possible. Bloodlust Axe will give you spell vamp which regenerates health for you when you deal damage with your skills. Queen's Wings will grant you damage reduction from incoming damage for a short while when your health reaches a certain point. This can be helpful when you keep on diving towards the enemies. Blade of Despair will give you a massive amount of physical damage which will make your skills damage more explosive. Oracle will grant you magic defense and it will boost your regenerated health and shield gained by a percentage. This affects the health gained from spell vamp and the shield gained from your passive skill. Lastly, Immortality will resurrect you upon dying. Upon resurrection, you are given a certain amount of health points and a little bit of shield to protect you somehow. This build will bring out the best of Lapu Lapu's damage, while being durable and sustainable with your spell vamp inside team fights. You can use the Burst Lappy if the enemy's lineup has lots of squishy heroes like marksmen and mages. This build focuses on early burst capability while being a little bit durable. Blade of Despair was prioritized a little early to unleash the beast from Lapu Lapu's damage. Oracle was replaced by Endless Battle to give him extra true damage on his basic attacks after using a skill. This item grants him lots of stats that could boost his damage dealing capability off the charts. Lastly, you can use the Tanky Lappy build if you prefer Lapu Lapu as a really durable fighter. The only physical damage item considered here is Bloodlust Axe. The 4 remaining items focused on durability. Warrior Boots will grant you physical defense stats. But if the enemy's lineup is more of magic damage dealers, then go for Tough Boots instead. Tough Boots will grant you magic defense and will reduce the time you are crowd controlled. Brute Force Breastplate will grant you additional physical and magic defense and movement speed for a certain amount every time you deal damage. These bonus stats stacks and last for a few seconds. The item build for Lapu Lapu really depends on the enemy's lineup. So make sure to read each item's descriptions so you can adapt in-game. One of the best spells to be used on Lapu Lapu is Flicker. You can use this to blink towards a specified direction. This can really help you reposition yourself to chase enemies or escape death. You can also consider Purify. Consider this spell if the enemy's lineup have lots of crowd control heroes. This will help you to be immune to crowd control skills for a short period. This will let you use your skills or basic attacks without the worry of being stunned. In my opinion, the best emblem set to be used is the Custom Fighter Emblem set. Custom Fighter Emblem could provide extra stats according to your needs as a skill type fighter. Get Bravery to have extra physical damage which increases your physical attack. Get Invasion since it provides you physical penetration which improves your damage to the enemies. Physical penetration will penetrate through the enemy's armor which will let your damage be ignored less. Get Festival of Blood to be granted Spell Vamp. Killing an enemy hero grants an extra percentage of Spell Vamp. Spell Vamp is really helpful since your skills will regenerate health for you when you deal damage to enemies. Set first skill to max level first. Prioritizing this makes the damage of this skill higher and the cooldown lower. That means you can deal more damage to enemy heroes and clear lanes easily with this. Prioritize second skill less since your first skill is what you need to deal more damage to enemies. Always upgrade ultimate skill when available for upgrading. In terms of his combo, we usually follow a very simple combo for Lapu Lapu. This combo can be useful if you are against multiple enemies. First, we use our first skill to deal damage to the target. Then, we use our ultimate skill towards the location which has most of the enemies. The landing damage will grant you lots of charges for your passive which will make it full instantly. Then, use your second skill to deal damage to enemies around you. This will also grant you damage reduction from your second skill. Then, use your first skill to slow the enemies down and stun them. Then use your ultimate skill towards the direction of the enemies while they are stunned. They will just happily catch the 3 slashes from your ultimate skill while they are stunned. You can use Flicker in between if ever you need to reposition yourself to hit them with your slashes. You can also deal your basic attacks anywhere in between, just in case you need that shield buff from your passive. Now, this is a combo we usually use to kill a solo enemy. First, we use our second skill to dash toward or near the target. Then, we use our first skill to deal at least a few damage. Then, we use our ultimate skill to leap towards the target to reduce his movement speed. Then, we use our first skill to slow the target further and stun him. On this one, we use Flicker to reposition ourselves since Ling almost got away. Then, we use our ultimate skill again to deal the burst 3 slashes. If the enemy is still alive, deal your enhanced basic attack to further chase the target. Then use your available skills when needed. Additional tip with Spell Vamp and a little bit of defense items, Lapu Lapu can be unstoppable during team fights. Spell Vamp items and emblems are really good for Lapu Lapu. With his spammable skills and its burst capability, he can easily regenerate health during team fights. So never underestimate Lapu Lapu even if he is almost dying. With his burst skills and durability, he can turn the tides of the game to his favor. The tips I mentioned are just some of the ways you can use Lapu Lapu. This video just guides you on how to use Lapu Lapu the Kurumi way. So, once again, this is Kurumi and that's how you use a Lapu Lapu. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like and share this video. Also subscribe to our channel for more contents by clicking on the subscribe button below. For our skin giveaway events, check out the community tab for the giveaway post. We have our Ko-fi account just in case you want to donate us some Ko-fi funds. Check our Ko-fi link on the description of this video. Please only trust bootcamp videos from our official accounts. See you on the next Mobile Legends Bootcamp. Cheers!